We live, we live, we live, we live, we live. We're live on YouTube. We're live on Instagram. We are live. We are cooking. Let's go, baby. We're live on both platforms, YouTube and Instagram. We are live on both. I'm going to try this out going live on both for the first time. Hold on, let me change the lighting. Oh, man, lighting's all jacked up for tonight. But how we doing, man? What a day, what a game, what a night. We win 49ers 28-21. We beat the Green Bay Packers at home, Levi Stadium. Trey Lance's first day as QB1, and he looked good, man. I mean, we got a lot to talk about. I want y'all to go to the YouTube because this is where you're going to answer. I'm going to be able to answer questions. There's just a lot of comments on Instagram. A lot of questions on Instagram. So I'll be able to answer them better off of YouTube. Yeah, I just got home. It was a lot of traffic. I'm going live. So I just got home from the game, man. The game ended. Got home. By the time you get home, it's a little late, but better late than never. The 49ers win 28-21. And, I mean, that was an exciting game. Trey Lance, 4 for 5, 92 yards, a tutty. He looked good out there. I mean, all the quarterbacks look good. Nate Sudfeld, Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy was throwing some dimes. I mean, man, Sam Womack, Danny Gray. Man, oh, man, unbelievable. What's the YouTube? It's Our SF 49ers on YouTube. Check it out. We're live on both platforms. I'm doing this for you, crushing the content, multitasking. You know what we do. That was a great night. I mean, this is what I got to say. Before we get into anything, I had this vibe after the game. Like, I had this, like, chill. This, like, you might call me Mystic Raj. You know, whatever. You guys might think I'm a little weird for saying this, but I felt this vibe that I haven't felt since the Niners won the Super Bowl in 94. I was a young 10-year-old boy. I remember going to a game in Candlestick Park and going, man, this is such a good feeling. And I had the same feeling in my body. I was sitting there after the game and I was like, it's just this weird feeling that came over my body. It was like chills. I don't know. This is a special season. This is like the best preseason game I've probably ever witnessed. It was just a good vibe because there were so many good players on the Niners that stood out. Of course, Danny Gray, the 76-yard touchdown. Ray McLeod, I know he had the fumble. That's something he needs to work on, but nice touchdown from Nate Sudfeld. Nate and Ray had a good vibe in training camp. Oh, man. And then we know Spencer Burford, we'll get to him. Sam Womack, we'll get to him. I mean, what's his name? Hofunga with a nasty hit on a guy. I mean, it was a phenomenal game. It was just a fun atmosphere. Niner fans were hyped. It was a pretty packed game for a preseason game. It was very packed. So I'm going to get to YouTube. Let me hit some of these questions. So my man, Fantasy Football Show, Smitty, I'll probably have to tap you in on the YouTube. We'll go live here. I know you got a lot to say. I'm excited. Good stuff. Real quick, there were some injury notes. Drake Jackson, a shoulder stinger. We'll get a more evaluation. Dante Johnson also had a rib injury. We'll figure out what's going to go on with him. But, not too many crazy injuries. Elijah Mitchell has a hamstring injury, and so does Charvarius Ward. They should be back by the start of the season. So it's unfortunate that we have some injuries right now that we're dealing with, but they're minor. And again, it's early in the season. They can deal with these things. Again, Drake Jackson, shoulder stinger. They're going to evaluate these guys tomorrow. So tomorrow and Sunday, they'll be evaluated. So for now, there's no exact status on, how they are for the next couple weeks. But right now, it wasn't a major injury. I want to say prayers up to Zach Wilson because this man had a very tough break today. Zach Wilson, I know he's not a Niner. He's a quarterback for the New York Jets, and they think he tore his ACL. We're going to talk about this a lot. Jimmy Garoppolo to the New York Jets. I'm calling it right now. Jimmy Garoppolo to the New York Jets. The Niners might have waited and saved themselves by waiting. Like we kept saying, oh, my God, they keep holding off. Holding off. The Niners might have waited for an emergency situation, and this might be the emergency situation. But we'll talk about that later. Trey Lance, man. I got to talk about the Trey Lance touchdown to my boy Danny Gray. Like this, Smitty nailed it. Smitty said it all season. Danny Gray, always open Danny, is going to be open, and you can't stop him. He burned the cornerback, 76 yards. And did you see Trey Lance threw it on a rope, dimed it to him, and nobody could catch it except Danny. He put it right. I mean, unbelievable play. And the catch and the run afterwards, So amazing, so great. And then Trey Lance is a phenomenal leader. This man, you cannot question this leadership. He will get a captain when it's also sooner rather than later. He picks up the ball, and he made sure to save Danny Gray's first touchdown ball, just like Mohamed Sanu did last year for him. Like, that is leader. He's 22 years old, and he has the leadership of a veteran. What a man. What a damn great quarterback. Can you believe it? Danny, oh my God, these rookies are so good. Danny Gray, Trey Gray, oh my God. That was so fun. That was just amazing. Oh my God. My man, SF Flood, new to YouTube Live. How do you like it? I love it, man. I love it. I love the YouTube. I love Instagram. It's just me providing content, man. And I just want to keep doing my thing. I'm doing this full time now. I'm crushing the content game full time. Yo, shout out to the Niner fans that were in attendance. I met so many fans. Like, people were like so happy to see me. And I was so happy to see them. Like, people hugged me. They dapped me up. High five. I met Stunner Man today. We exchanged numbers. Bro, what a day today. Yo, I mean, shout out to everybody that came up to me. Like, I had a guy genuinely hug me, and he says, I love you, Raj. Thank you so much. Look, shout out to the Niner fans and all the support, man. It was a phenomenal game, man. Whoo! God, it's going to be a special team this year, says Russell. I agree. Oh, man. Noah, I want to do both right now because I'm not going to sit here and come back to Instagram later. I want to do both right now. It's a long night. I'm not going to do 2 lives tonight, so that's why we're doing both right now. How long is Zach Wilson out? He tore his ACL. He's out for the season. But come on, man. What a time to be a Niner fan. Drop some questions. We'll answer them. Can we talk about Sam Womack? Can we talk about the Wombat, Sam Womack, Baby Shark? Can I talk about how I called this? Can I talk about how we called Sam Womack? I saw this man in camp every single day. He was the first rookie out every single day for 2 weeks. Sam Womack was the first rookie out on the field every single day, and he worked hard. He was always usually one of the last guys off the field. First one on, last one out of all the rookies. He put in so much work. From when he started to when he ended, it was a phenomenal camp for this guy. The progress I saw out of this guy was just so good. And I kept saying to myself, this is our future nickel quarterback. This is our future nickel quarterback. And he was so good tonight. 2 interceptions. And they weren't just like interceptions. They were interceptions. Did you see him rip the ball out of the man's hands? This guy is locked down. We just found ourselves a nickel cornerback, a gem, another late round steal. Come on, man. Sam Womack, come on. Quit playing with him. Put some respect on Sam Womack's name. This dude is a freaking dope-ass player. Like, I'm sorry, excuse my language. It's late, but I love this guy. Come on. This dude was Clamp City. We just found the starting nickel quarterback. He's CB3. CB3, man. Joey says another day, another dub. What's up, Joey? My man from the 49ers Hive. Yo, this guy, shout out to my boy. He's crushing it on TikTok. Go follow this man. 49ers Hive on TikTok. This guy puts out crazy content. Love you, baby. Unbelievable. Russell Garcia says, Jimmy to the Jets, book it. I think so. I think Jimmy to the Jets for sure, man. 49ers Media says, smash that like button. Hit that like button if you're on the YouTube stream, baby. Baby Shark, Burford, and Banks look good from what I saw. Oh, dude, let's talk about Spencer Burford, my boy. My boy was absolutely demolishing dudes. He was just crushing souls. The play, like his blocking, he was throwing dudes. He was ragdolling. He was throwing them around like they were a piece of nothing, of like a ragdoll. Spencer Burford, starting right guard. They found their guy. Fourth round steal. I told you. I talked to him this offseason. You guys finally saw the podcast. I talked to this guy, and he is such a phenomenal human being. This guy trained with Trent Williams. This guy trained for Trent Williams or with Trent Williams in the offseason. You don't train with Trent Williams and not get good. You don't train with Trent Williams and not get good. Spencer Burford was phenomenal, dude. I'm telling you, this man, Big Spence, is a franchise guard. they might have just found a Pro Bowl guard. I know it's preseason. I know it's a little early to get. I know we're all hyped off the win and its emotions, but he looked good tonight. He looked good tonight, man. And shout out to my boy, man. Shout out to my boy Spencer Burford. You know how much I love you, man. This dude was so good out there. He was throwing them. He was throwing dudes. Just straight throwing guys. One of the best things he said on the podcast with me was when he said, when you're out there, you always have to look for work. The play doesn't stop. Even if you block a guy, you keep blocking. You keep looking for guys to block. And he was doing it. He was moving. Spencer Burford's a beast, bro. Spencer Burford's a beast. I mean, I know there wasn't a perfect O-line. I know Justin Skule, and I told you guys, I don't know how much Justin Skule is going to be able to do after a torn ACL. He just doesn't have it. I'm sorry. He needs to have 2 big games to even scratch the practice squad. I hate to say it, but I don't think Justin Skule is making this team. I mean, he was getting bullied out of his mind. I hate to say it. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and talk about roses with everybody. I mean, it was a great game. It was a great dub, but Justin Skule, I mean, come on now. Yo, but let's get back to Trey Lance. He slid today. He got that little slide today. That was, he learned that slide tonight because everybody was criticizing Trey. Oh, Trey don't know how to slide. Well, he slid tonight, baby boy. He slid tonight. He was sliding. Trey was, he made good decisions in the pocket. Like, I know it was only a few, like 2 drives, but you could tell he was moving the ball. He was making sound decisions. He was making good decisions, and his ability to run was freaking nice. Like, he was extending plays, running. This guy's going to be great when he figures it all out, when it slows down. He was nice tonight. Of course, preseason game, but it was good to get him out there, man. It was good to get him out there. And I'm telling you, man, this guy was making sound decisions. This is the one thing I noticed in training camp. Like, he was good at moving the ball. When they were in the move the ball period, he was good at moving the chains. I knew he was great. And again, in practice, when he so quote unquote struggled, it was because they were trying big plays and they were just trying to practice specific plays. And the defense came in, and if you lose a rep, you lose a rep. But when they were playing move the ball period, for the most part, he was able to get there, move the chains, make good decisions. They didn't even have Deebo Samuel out there. They didn't even have George Kittle, really doing much. They didn't even have Brandon. Like, they didn't even have the ones out there. Like the major weapons. And he was balling out of control. Trey Lance is going to be special. Arm fatigue? We want to talk about arm fatigue? Y'all want to talk about arm fatigue? He didn't show any arm fatigue. Dropped a 76-yard in the bucket. He threw that pass in the bucket to Danny Gray. Jimmy Garoppolo, I love the guy, but hey, he would never have made that play. Vanessa wants to know, do we have a Trey Lance song? We do. It's Lunez. I got 5 on it. I got 5 on it by Lunez. Number 5, of course. Lunez, I got 5 on it. That is now the official Trey Lance. To me, that's the song that I'll be playing for Trey Lance. I know we had Return of the Mac with Jimmy Guap, but I got 5 on it. 49er Ben, what's good? Russell says he adds a whole nother level to the offense. He truly does. Those legs, that mobility, phenomenal, man. Phenomenal. That arm talent is unreal, says BK, 100%, man. That arm talent is crazy good, man. Unbelievable. I'm sorry I didn't pronounce it correct. You know what it is. Trey, SF, see, this man gets it. Trey going against an elite defense in practice will only make him better. Exactly, man. Exactly. Only gonna see every time everybody is saying Trey struggled in practice, he was playing against the top defense in the league. You got Jimmy Ward, Charvarius Ward, Emmanuel Mosley, Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, the dogs, man. Playing against some straight dogs. Of course he's gonna struggle against these guys. He was lights out tonight. He's going to get better and better. But we have a good quarterback room. Not only Trey. I like what I saw out of Nate Sudfeld tonight. I think he was efficient, made some nice little plays here and there. And Brock Purdy, not bad. Again, it was against the third team. It was a good debut for Brock Purdy. I like it. We have a good quarterback room. We're developing a good backups, so if Trey ever gets hurt, I hope he doesn't. We got players that could come into the system. You know what I noticed about Brock Purdy? I'm going to throw this out there. Brock Purdy, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know if you guys think. He remind me of a young Jimmy Garoppolo. I can see why Kyle Shanahan likes him. His game was like Jimmy Garoppolo when he was a little bit more mobile. He has the Jimmy quick release. Brock Purdy, low-key, had his mannerisms. Brock Purdy, to me, looked like Jimmy Garoppolo out there. You know, it was a little weird. I was like, is that Jimmy out there? Oh, that's Brock Purdy. That's just me. That's just me. SF says that 2-point conversion pass was nice. Did you see Keyshawn Johnson go up there and moss the defender? Boy, that man mossed the defender. God, oh my God. That was one of the best plays in a preseason game I've seen in a long. Like that, Keyshawn Johnson, props to him. That was a phenomenal play. Went up there, skied up there, and he mossed that boy. That was a great play. Yo, all these young players, they played their ass off today. And I can't tell you enough, man, how much I love these younger players because this is what it's all about. You know, the preseason game, and I was telling my daughter, I was like, listen, the preseason game is for these young guys to go out there and get this opportunity. They may not ever get another chance. They may not make the roster, but they need to put film out there. They need to put some tape, man. This is their dream, and they're going to chase it. And these guys want to chase that dream like so many people want in this world. Maybe they'll make the practice squad. Maybe some of these young guys will find a home somewhere else down the line. But they need to go out there and make plays. And these younger guys were playing with so much heart, man. And you love it. Like I said, Sam Womack, man. Spencer Burford, dude. Like, some of these younger guys that nobody's really heard about were putting that film out there. And they were showcasing, yo, man, I got what it takes. I got what it takes. And they were gassing people. It was fun to see, man. My man Niner Gang 408 says, put some respect on Ray Ray. I told y'all, Ray Ray looked nice in preseason. He did have a fumble, and that's one of the things they question about him coming onto the team. But I'm telling you, man, this guy is dynamic, great after the catch. I love him. He's slippery. He's going to be the next Yak brother. Just needs to make sure he holds on to the balls. Again, it's preseason. You got to clean that up. That was one mistake we made today. But for the most part, man, Ray McLeod, man, I was so happy with him in training camp, and he had a nice little I mean, Nate Sudfeld threw that boy a strike. And you know what's fun about this offense? It wasn't just Trey throwing the deep pass. I mean, Nate Suddy threw the deep. Like Kyle Shanahan, he's letting these boys let it rip. He's letting these boys let it rip. They're throwing the ball deep. They're throwing the ball deep, and you got to love it. Yes, I understand he fumbled, but he still looked good in camp. And again, that's what I said. Ray needs to fix that issue. That was one of the things that people criticized him for. But he looks good when he has the ball in his hands and everything works out. This guy's slippery again. Just needs to fix that fumble issue because that was one thing he did in Pittsburgh. But I'm telling you, Ray looks nice. But I'm telling you, man, this offense is going to be throwing the ball downfield, and I love it. I love it, man. Oh, let's talk about, you want to know, those linebackers are great. The guy that stood out to me, and he stood out in training camp, was Marcelino. Let's take a look about this guy. Marcelino McCrary-Ball. Marcelino McCrary-Ball had a little interception today, and that boy running after that interception. This guy was phenomenal in training camp. He'll probably make it as a practice squad player, but I'll tell you what, man, Marcelino McCrary-Ball in training camp was probably your fourth best linebacker behind Warner, Greenline, and Aziz. And Aziz and Greenline didn't play all the time. So by default, they looked great when they were in. They didn't play all the time. So McCrary-Ball was in a lot during training camp, and he was making plays, man. This guy was making play after play, and he got the interception. I like this guy. He's a good player. They're going to put him on practice squad most likely, and they'll develop him. I honestly think he was a dog in training camp. He looked better than Flanagan Fowles, who will probably make the roster because he's the veteran. You know, you got that veteran presence. Don't sleep on Marcelino, man. This guy was good in training camp. That interception was beautiful. I mean, he jumped it, and he almost took it to the house. He almost took it to the house. This guy's a future linebacker because listen to this. The Niners have Azeez Al-Shaair and Dre Greenlaw both on a contract year. The Niners have Azeez Al-Shaair and Dre Greenlaw on a contract year. Well, guess what? They might not be able to pay both of them, right? They may not be able to pay both of them. Marcelino McCrary-Ball is your future, guys. He's the future. Future. He's the future, guys. That's it. That's my take on it. You know who else looked good today? Oh, my God. Kamoko Toure. This guy was all over the field, dude. Flying. Kamoko Toure was good in training camp, and he continued to bring it in to the game. This guy was flying. This guy was one of the best defensive linemen in the whole training camp. Every time he played, he was back. He was back there. He's quick. Kamoko Toure, man, this was an underrated signing. He's gonna be a nice little depth piece. Obviously, he's not gonna be like this elite player, but Kamiko Toure looked good. They got him from the Colts this offseason. I liked what I saw. Thank you, Colts, for Toure, says Jake. 100%. Mason made some good runs. I did like what I said. I did like what I see from Jordan Mason. The running backs didn't shine too much today. Didn't shine too much. The run game wasn't like overly crazy, but they didn't really need to be overly crazy because the pass game was good. You know who else stood out to me? My man Oren Burks, linebacker. Obviously, Oren wanted to play good because this was his former team. He had like 6 tackles on the game. Oren Burks looked good. He was making some good plays. I'm telling you, the Niners have a great linebacker squad. Great depth. 49ers media says he's not happy with Ambry Thomas. Well, you know what? Ambry Thomas is not happy with you, 49er media. 49er media, Ambry Thomas is not happy with you. He was a little rusty. Not everybody can be perfect. He's got to work on what he needs to work on. For sure. My man Noah says, because the run blocking wasn't the best. Correct. Run blocking still needed a little bit of improvement so the run game can be better. Trey Sermon was running to the ground. He had like 1.8 yard average, I think I saw after the game. I was looking at the box score. Trey Sermon was going nowhere, which is crazy because he was dominating in training camp. So, sad Niner fan says Purdy throws a nice ball. He throws a pretty good ball, I might say. Skyflow Gaming says, I'm hyped. I'm hyped too, man. Niner gang, Huff was, that guy is a beast. Yo, Huff sealed the deal for becoming the starting safety. Like, I'm not saying, I knew he was pretty much, like, we had this conversation the other day that said, hey, the rise of Tarvarius Moore is kind of coming. He got burnt on a play. And that just tells me that Huff's going to, he kind of took the lead in that safety battle. Huff was hitting him nice, man. Oof. Hard hitter. Got that hammer. Sad Niner fans. Skewel was getting owned out there. Sure was, man. Niner gang says Huff hits like Deshaun Golson. Ooh, that's true. He has the hammer, the jackhammer. Hufanga has the hammer. Hufanga the hammer. Look at that. We just came up with a new nickname for Talanoa Hufanga. Hufanga the hammer. Let me know if you like that. Man, I'm hyped. Unbelievable. Jimmy G to the Jets. I think so. Zach Wilson most likely tore his ACL is what they're saying. Salah, Jimmy G, they know each other. They're going to need a quarterback. He knows the offense. They pretty much run the same offense. Jimmy Garoppolo to the New York Jets. Can you chop it up? Can you imagine that? The hammer and the eraser, says JF King. The hammer, Hufanga, and the eraser, Jimmy Ward. Huff was hitting hard. He was hitting hard. You know who looked good today, too, until he left the game? Drake Jackson. Let's give a special shout-out to Drake Jackson. Boy was looking good. He looked good until he got hurt. And I want to say this about Drake Jackson. His family is top-notch. His family is a great group of individuals. Before the game, I went down, chopped it up with my boy Rohan before the game, And I was on the bottom, and Drake Jackson's family was there. His dad was there. He noticed. Drake Jackson's dad noticed me. He goes, oh, you run that page. You Rod, you RS support. And I was like, yeah. He goes, I've been on the page. I checked it out a couple times, And he goes, I got mad respect for you. I was like, wow, thanks, man. And I got mad respect for you. And we were talking, and he goes, how Drake was just so excited. He says he couldn't sleep. They drove like so many hours to be at the game, and he was so excited to see his son playing his first NFL game, and he was just so happy. And you could tell, like, this family is just phenomenal, man. Drake Jackson's family is great, man. He comes from a good home. A great group of people raised this kid, and I'm rooting for him even more now. Now that I kind of like got to meet his dad. Last year we met Aaron Banks' dad. This year we met Drake Jackson's dad, and it went a lot better First preseason game last year, we met Aaron Banks' dad. It didn't go too well. This year, we met Drake Jackson's dad, and this boy is an amazing guy. Such a good dude. I gotta shout him out. Love him. We chopped it up. He's a Raiders fan though. He's a Raiders fan. Can you imagine? This guy's a Raiders fan, and he pulled up his sleeve, and he had a Raiders hat. I was like, bro. I was like, come on, man. But he says, yo, I'm a Niners fan now. I was like, you a Niners fan because your son is on the Niners, and he goes, I don't love him. But I said, look, I'm gonna be at that Raiders game. I'm coming to look for you. I'm coming to look for you. I'm coming to look for you. Guy was amazing, though. He's cool, dude. Respect to Drake Jackson's family, man. They were such a class act. And he told me the story of how the grandma, Drake Jackson's grandmother was the OG Niner fan of the family. Like, she is the OG Niner fan of the family. We found that out on draft night. But he goes, nah, grandma's the real MVP. So it was cool. But yeah, shout out to Drake Jackson. He looked good today. Hopefully the injury's not too serious. They said it's a stinger. We'll see. They'll probably hold him out of the preseason game. Bro says, please post Huff's hit. I will post it. I'm on live. I'm talking. I can't do 30 things at one time. I don't have 20 hands. I'm sorry. I will post Talanoa Hufanga's hit when I got some time, my guy. You think I'm not posting any more content the next couple of days? We got so much. After a game like this, there's plenty of content. I will make sure I post it just for you. Thank you. My man says, calm down. I'm not going to be calm. I'm hyped up, man. This was a phenomenal day, a phenomenal game. We're going to get Smitty up in here because he's blowing up my phone. He wants to come on the live. So we're going to chop it up with Smitty. I'll probably stay on the Instagram live. And then stay live on the Instagram live, and I'll probably end the YouTube stream. So, let's see. Let's get to some of these comments. Caesar says, Raj, how do you feel about the team overall? Same thing I felt before this game. I mean, there's elite talent. They didn't even play most of their guys. We have Nick Bosa, Fred Warner, George Kittle, Deebo Samuel. You saw Trey Lance today get his beak wet. You got Trent Williams. This team is so talented, and it's a family. They have great individuals. These young rookies today just showed you what they're all about. Sam Womack, Spencer Burford, and Trey Lance, and these guys are so good, man. Danny Gray. They have some great young players to add to the veterans. They did a great draft class, and they're only getting better. Today, the biggest thing that you notice is the depth. The depth was amazing. The depth was amazing. Like, this team just shows you that there's layers and layers of talent. We all know the first team is amazing. We all know the first team was amazing. But the second team and the third team, there's talent all over the place. Talent all over the place. Saran Lewis bought a badge. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. I told you Sam Womack was getting 2 interceptions today, though. I was deep. Sam Womack. God dang, that dude was dope tonight. Let's see. Just the Brick says, are you worried about Ray like me? I'm not worried about him. I told you, you just need to clean those hands up. I know he fumbles, but this guy, if he can just hold on to the ball, he's a great player after the catch. He's so dynamic. Niner Gang says, we got to get a big step and dance for media. We're going to get it on Instagram when I end the stream. We're going on Instagram, and we are going to get media on there. Maybe the Niners played their cards right with holding on to Jimmy. SF Flood, I think so. At the end of the day, they may have just done the right thing. If they held on to him and the Jets come calling because they got a big injury to Zach Wilson, I think Jimmy Garoppolo goes to the... Can you imagine? Jimmy Garoppolo to the Jets. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. D says the Niners D-line was beast mode early. Jeremiah wants to know how was Burford. We talked about him, but the man was phenomenal. That guy. Burford's one of my favorite players, man. My man Niner Gang says, yo, Raj got love from Stunner Man. That's what's up, yo. Stunner Man, much love to Stunner Man. I got to give him another shout out, man. We were after the game, we were walking, and he was filming, and he goes, yo, you want to be on the camera? And I was like, yeah, you want to be on my camera? And he goes, what you mean? I go, I'll run the Niner page. He goes, wait a second, you run that Big Niner page? Are you RS at 49? I was like, yeah, that's me. And then we went live, y'all saw it, and we turned up, man. Yo, shout out to Big Stunner, man. We big stepping. 45. That's the jam tonight that media is gonna dance to. We are big stepping into the season. We just big stepped into the season. Stunner Man and his whole crew, man. Shout out to them. It was dope. It was dope. Russell Garcia says Burford is going to be a star. I believe it. Whoo! MGJ, how do you feel about Holman's performance? The guy was playing suspicious. Yeah, he didn't look good in camp. I don't think he makes this roster. You know, there's got to be some cuts. He's definitely one of those guys that's probably not making the final cut. Unfortunately, I mean, you got to cut somebody. Maybe he ends up on the practice squad, but there's a lot of players ahead of him. So, SF Flood says he will fit in New York. Jimmy's a pro. He's a man's man. Man's man. Let's get to it. Well, I'm going to end the stream here on YouTube. I want to say I thank you so much for tuning in on YouTube. We're going to go back to Instagram. So shout out to y'all that tuned in to the YouTube and helped put the comments out there. So this is what we're going to do on game night because I don't want to do 2 live streams. We're going to stream on YouTube. We're going to stream on Instagram. We're trying to build a community. You got to build it out. So, and the reason I want to put it on YouTube because I'm going to save it. And then maybe you can listen to this on your drive to work the next day or something like that. You see what we're doing? I'm going to save it on YouTube. Y'all can listen. Hit the like button. Please subscribe to the YouTube. I'm doing this full time because I love you guys. So give some love to the YouTube. We're going back on Instagram. And we're going to get Smitty on here. We're going to get Media on here. We're going to get all the characters. I just want to tell you so much. Like, honestly, from the bottom of my heart, I love you guys so much. Appreciate all the support. All the work I put in is because I love the Niners and the faithful and then just this whole organization. So appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. We're going to end the YouTube, and I'm starting to go to Instagram. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back.